What's going on, guys? Aero here, and guys, a brand new Nintendo Direct just happened a few hours ago, and guys, it's about time that we got a new Nintendo Direct. It's been a while since we've had one, and there was definitely some cool things shown off in this Nintendo Direct about some Nintendo Switch games, as well as some 3DS games as well, and a lot of cool things, and so I definitely do want to give you guys my thoughts and opinions on it, and how I feel about the stuff that was shown off. But I'm not really going to be talking about every single thing that was shown off in the Nintendo Direct. I'm mainly going to be focusing on things that I'm interested in and sort of the big things that were shown off in that Nintendo Direct. So yeah, let's get started. Now the first thing that I want to talk to you guys about is just the format of this Nintendo Direct itself, because there's two things that I do want to talk to you guys about and give props to Nintendo for doing in this Direct, and I'm sure you guys noticed them as well. So the first thing I want to talk to you guys about is who was on that screen as soon as that Nintendo Direct started, and I'm sure you guys noticed it all. It was Mr. Yoshiaki Koizumi, and this was the exact person that I mentioned in one of my old videos. I wanted Mr. Yoshiaki Koizumi to be one of the new faces for Nintendo Directs, and guys, I'm so happy that Nintendo finally decided to do that and put him as a new face for Nintendo Directs. I mean, with Mr. Iwata, he was definitely one of the best faces that we've had from Nintendo, and he was so into it and into the Nintendo Directs, but unfortunately he did pass away, and there was definitely some potential to put some other people in for Nintendo Directs as well. And we've noticed with some other Directs that have happened after Mr. Iwata passed away, it was just Reggie or people from Nintendo's Treehouse or Bill Trinen or someone like that, and there's definitely some other awesome faces that are, inside Nintendo, and they don't really get a chance to show, who they are and actually, interact with other people and the fans. And I'm really happy that Nintendo decided to do this. I mean, we saw this with the January 12th presentation for the Nintendo Switch. There was definitely some really cool people, and we don't really get to see these types of people, and so I'm really happy that they actually decided to put Mr. Yoshiaki Koizumi in this presentation, and I hope they decide to put him in more Nintendo Direct presentations in the future, because that's definitely a really good things. So yeah, good job on that, Nintendo. Real good job. Now another thing I want to talk to you guys about on the format of this Nintendo Direct is sort of the new interface that was with this Nintendo Direct as well, because it really wasn't the type of Direct that you guys see. I mean, even right in the beginning, when the Direct started, the logo was kind of different. It was a little bit newer, and I like that. I like that sort of new modern look that they had for the Nintendo Directs, especially that new headline thing that they kind of had going in that Direct as well. I'm sure you guys saw it, where they had a list of all the things that they were going to talk about, and you could see what's coming up in a few minutes, and it was kind of scrolling down and stuff. So that was really cool. I like that new touch. I think it'll be really cool to see that moving forward. So yeah, that's just two things that I wanted to talk generally about the Direct itself. But yeah, let's move on to the content of the Direct. And yeah, the first thing I want to talk to you guys about is a yellow neon Joy-Con is going to be coming out on the Nintendo Switch as well. Now I'm not sure which date it's coming out. I'm sure they revealed it. I'll put it on screen for you guys so you guys can see the release date and all that on screen. But yeah, it looks like there's going to be a yellow neon Joy-Con coming out, and it's going to be in a pack of 2, I'm pretty sure, which looks really cool. I'm really happy that Nintendo didn't decide to just put those red and blue Joy-Cons only on the Nintendo Switch. It looks like they are going to be thinking about putting different colors, and I think that this is great. I think, as long as you have more and more colors coming out, that's definitely a good thing, because there's definitely so many cool colors to put on the Nintendo Switch Joy-Cons, and I'm sure a lot of people are waiting for their favorite color. Some people might want purple or pink or something like that, and I'm sure if they keep putting new colors, that the whole customization thing is definitely going to be a really big plus for Nintendo Switch, being able to have different colored Joy-Cons and stuff like that. I think that that's really cool. So really good job that they're putting out a yellow Joy-Con, and I think that also, I'm almost saying it right here, I'm confirming it. I'm not even I'm almost certain that Nintendo's going to do this, and I think someone made a mock-up about this as well. If I can find the picture, I'll put it on screen, but I'm pretty sure that when Splatoon comes out, there's going to be 2 different Splatoon colored Joy-Cons, a green one or a pink one or something like that, because it would just be so fitting for Splatoon, and I think that would really work. Green Joy-Cons, bright green Joy-Cons would look really cool on the Nintendo Switch. So yeah, I think that they should definitely do that. The whole customization with the Joy-Cons is definitely going to be a really cool thing to do with the Nintendo Switch. So yeah, please keep coming out with new colors, Nintendo. That's really good. Alright, another thing I want to talk to you guys about is how there's going to be a Joy-Con battery pack apparently, and I don't know how I feel about this. I kind of feel like the Joy-Con will become a little more thicker when you're having this battery pack connected to the back of it, but hey, if it helps some people out and if your Joy-Con batteries are being drained, then I guess that this can be a really good thing for you guys to get. Personally, on my Nintendo Switch, I haven't seen the Joy-Con batteries decrease at all yet. I haven't had any issues or any problems with my Joy-Cons running out of battery, because they're always usually connected to my system, and even if I do take them out for tabletop mode, I play for like an hour at most and then I just put them back on. So I really haven't had the problem of having my Joy-Cons run out of power or anything like that, so I'm probably not going to be getting them. But if you guys do have issues, I can definitely see that coming in. And finally, the last two things that I want to talk to you guys about are the two big things that this Direct was going to be focusing on, which are the two brand new Nintendo Switch games, ARMS and Splatoon 2. So yeah, let's first talk about ARMS because that was the first thing that was shown off. And yeah, so the first thing that we got about ARMS is its official release date, which is going to be on June 16th. Now, I don't know how I feel about this release date. I think it's still a while from now. I think that that's definitely a long time. With Mario Kart 8 Deluxe coming out in a few weeks, I think like people are gonna get bored of that game after beating through all the cups and all of that. I think like it would have been a really good time to release ARMS. I think sort of mid-May or towards the end of May. I think that would have been a better time to do that. But I don't know how I feel about June 16th. It's not like that far. I mean, it's still spring, so I guess you can say that like they were right about it, even though June is more of a summer month, because from June 16th it's going to be summer in what, like 7 days from that. So yeah, I don't know how I feel about the release date. I think it's a little too far back. I think May would have been a little bit better, but yeah, I guess it's fine. Also, we got a brand new character shown off called Min Min, and it looks like this person has like noodle arms or something like that, so it looks really cool. I'm a little bit concerned though, they only showed off one new character. I'm really hoping that there are some more new characters coming out for this game, because we know like the 5 fighters that they've shown off like sort of in the trailers and all of that, like we know all of those fighters, but I really want to see some other new fighters come in as well, because right now I'm not sure how many we have. We have like 6 or so fighters with this new character introduced as well. So I really hope that they have a good amount of fighters. I think you need at least like 12 to 15 fighters to have a diverse roster of people and stuff to choose from. Like I understand how the main like stuff inside of this game isn't really the fighters itself, but rather the different types of arms, because you can customize them and pick which ones you want to put in and stuff. But I really think that having different types of fighters would be fitting for this game as well. You definitely need a lot of different fighters, so hopefully they have new fighters coming down the road. And you know, since this game is a while from coming out, I'm sure they're going to show some new fighters, but I really think that this would have been a good time to show off those new fighters. Alright, next thing they showed off was sort of the complexity in ARMS. Like they showed off like a fight that was going on between 2 characters, and they showed off like how complex ARMS actually is, and it's not sort of like that friendly like kiddie game that you guys would think it would be. And so I can definitely see it. I did see that as well. I saw like the potential of how like complex it is and stuff like that, with the curved punches, and like there's like a dragon arm that shoots like lasers and stuff like that. So it's definitely a pretty complex game. There's definitely going to be a lot of combos and like mind reading and stuff you're going to have to do for like where your opponent going to move. So that looked really cool. I'm still not 100% sold on ARMS right now, guys. Like even though it looks like a cool game, I'm definitely going to admit that it looks cool and stuff, but I just don't know if it's going to be fitting for me. I don't know if I would continuously just want to keep playing ARMS over and over again. So I'm probably not going to get it on launch day. Probably going to wait out and see how the reviews come out for this game, see how a lot of people are playing this game. I'm going to see if this is going to be like one of those games that people continue to play, or if it's just going to be those games that people play for a few like hours or a few weeks or so and then just gets bored and people don't play it anymore. So I definitely want to see that. And then finally, the last two things that we got shown off were for Splatoon 2. Now, Splatoon 2, we got its official release date, which is going to be July 21st. That's a really long time, guys. Like, July 21st, that's a while from now. That's sort of like the end of July, so I don't know how I feel about that. Personally, if I was Nintendo, I would switch Splatoon 2 with ARMS. I think Splatoon 2, if it came out on June 16th, I think that would have been much better, because a lot of kids are getting out of school and a lot of people have free time in the summer, and I think having a big game like Splatoon, especially with so much replayability in Splatoon, trying to get, you know, new weapons and trying to level up and stuff like that, I think having a big game like that come out in summer, you know, like towards the early summer, would have been a really good idea for Nintendo, and then have ARMS come out in July being like another cool game. But hey, I think it's fine that it comes out on July 21st. It's not that bad, so it looks fine. And finally, they showed off that there's going to be this brand new Salmon Run mode in Splatoon 2, which looks really cool, guys. It looks like it's going to be a really fun mode, and I'm actually really happy that they decided to put some type of mode like this, because this is actually like one of those modes where it's not like you're fighting another team, but rather you only have you have four people counting yourself, and you're all working together to defend against like these salmon people that are like invading your actual area that you're in. And I think that that's really cool. It's sort of like a zombies mode where like you have, you know, hordes of these salmon things coming over, and you have to like be able to shoot them off and stuff and collect the orbs and stuff that come out of that. So I think that that's going to be a really fun mode, especially how they mentioned that there's going to be voice chat now in Splatoon 2. This mode is definitely going to be a lot of fun. If you can set up a lobby with like 3 of your other friends and you yourself as well, you know, having voice chat and stuff, you can communicate with people like, hey, I'm down, you need to come revive me. Hey, there's a horde of you know, these salmon coming over here, we need to take them out here. I think that this mode has a lot of potential, and I'm really happy that they decided to put a mode like this in Splatoon 2. So yeah, really good job. And also, we finally got Splatoon 2 Amiibo announced as well, and they're pretty much the same ones from Splatoon. They're just new, different versions of them. They're like updated with the new art style that is in Splatoon 2. They also mentioned how Splatoon, the original Splatoon's Amiibos are going to be compatible with this. I'm not sure if they serve the same purpose as how they do in Splatoon 2 with Splatoon 2's Amiibo, but hey, I mean, I think that that's really cool that they had their own Amiibo coming out. I kind of expected it, and yeah, that's pretty much all of the big information that came out from this direct that I was interested in, and I wanted to give you guys my thoughts on all of that. Pretty good information. I think that this was a pretty well prepared direct. I really kind of wish that they showed off a little bit more about the Splatoon 2 and a little bit more about ARMS. Maybe not even that much about Splatoon 2, but more about ARMS, because that game, you know, that you still need to convince a lot of people. I think if now they had a demo for this game like right after the direct, or even a few weeks after the direct, it might have helped a lot for the actual sales for the Nintendo for ARMS. I think that would have been much better, because people could get an experience of how ARMS is like and stuff like that. But hey, there could be something coming out. I mean, they still said that there's a lot more stuff to be announced like down the road, so hopefully they do have something like that. But yeah, overall this was a pretty good direct, and yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to click that like button. Definitely comment all of your thoughts on how you think about this Nintendo Direct down below. I'm always happy to read what you guys have to say about this direct, and I'll definitely try to reply to as many comments as I can. And yeah, if you guys are hyped for this Nintendo Switch games coming out, and if you're hyped for just Nintendo content on this channel, then be sure to subscribe. If you ever want to talk to me about any of these games or any just Nintendo content or any of that stuff, then go follow me on Twitter at @Aero. You can tweet me any type of question that you guys have. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching.